I think, well, for me, I'm not involved with the organization, but the movement itself, honestly, has just given us a rallying cry that we've been trying to verbalize for decades. This is not new. Police brutality is not new at all. Social media is new. Hashtags are new. Camera phones are new. I think the movement, though, has brought about a visibility to this entire issue where now people can't ignore it. And it's made people uncomfortable. And it's interesting to me, though, that there are so many efforts to make the organization and the movement itself seen as a terrorist movement. How is it when I speak up for my life, I'm a terrorist? I don't understand that. But I think the movement is still doing great work. And unfortunately, the mainstream media doesn't tell about all the good things that are happening within the movement. They only focus on the bad sometimes. I was angry, and I still have anger about these things because it feels as if black lives don't have any value to some people. Black lives don't hold value in my justice system. Just yesterday, another cop in St. Louis was found not guilty of murdering a black man who he said beforehand he was going to kill. So that's evidence right there that he had intentions to kill this man, but he's found not guilty. So where's the value on my life? It angers me that someone whose salary is paid for with my taxes has the right to kill me and get away with it. And that hurts. But I've lived in America knowing my entire life that my country doesn't always look out for my best interests. Anytime someone speaks up for me, they're seen as the antagonist. Like Dr. King is upheld now, but when he was alive, they considered him an enemy of the government. So that's a pain that you have to carry with you as a black American, then and now. And seeing these young men lose their lives and these young women lose their lives, it just makes it even worse. And it just reminds me once again, my country does not have my best interests at heart. Trump's election has forced artists to realize that we can't stay in a bubble. There are some things we have to address now. The same teenagers that I'm writing for now will be voting in 4 years. And what I write could affect whether they vote for Trump or they don't vote for Trump if he's still in office. But we can't avoid some things. I cannot write about black kids now and not discuss Trump in some way in my books because this is their life now. And it's a sad and scary thing, but it also reminds me of the importance of art. I feel as if one of the key things to getting empathy out of people is art. And I think we need a lot of empathy right now, not just in America, but around the world. And I think, honestly, empathy will be the key to resistance. I was not surprised that he was elected. A lot of people in America and a lot of people around the world were shocked. I was not, because he represents a side of America that I've known was there all along. And I see it more as a reaction to a bunch of people being angry and upset that we had a first black president and what that meant for minorities in America. But also, I tell people all the time, I actually have more hope now than I did before the election. Americans are now getting more involved in politics and becoming more aware. For so long we were passive and just letting politicians do things, and now we're speaking up, we're speaking out, we're taking an interest, and we're no longer just allowing things to happen. So I actually have more hope, and I'm seeing more empathy out of Americans. When they attempted to do the Muslim ban, if you went to any major airport in America, there were hundreds, thousands of people there offering support and saying this is not okay. I don't know if you would have had that had he not been elected. So it's shown the bad in our country, but it's also showing some good too.